Now, before President Biden began his special report, we were showing you a very powerful piece of one of those impacted by the 9/11 terror attacks.
The story of a local man who responded after the Twin Towers fell and its impact on him then, today, and in the future. First News senior reporter Jerry Ricciuti has more.
As the first plane hit the World Trade Center 20 years ago, Michael Gonzales was at home in upstate New York with his young son when his now ex-wife called him.
We started watching TV, and then we watched the second plane hit.
Almost immediately, the then Air Force tech sergeant started gathering his deployment gear as his son watched.
And he asked, Daddy, what's going on? And I just looked at him and said, Daddy's going to war.
2 days later, Gonzales, who had already served in Kosovo and the First Gulf War, was working out of New York City's Emergency Operations Center, passing out supplies.
Like your breathing respirators, gloves, anything the troops needed at all the different areas, made sure that they got them there.
In all, Michael spent about a month in and around Ground Zero, breathing in pollution from the collapsed buildings.
I remember being at Fort Hamilton, which is where we were housed at, over in Brooklyn, blowing black stuff out of my nose every day.
Fast forward more than a decade, and Michael meets Lori Barucki, and they'd eventually marry. But it took months for him to open up about what he'd been through.
But he didn't talk about it very much then. And then as we got to know each other more and more, I learned that we had to avoid certain situations.
About 3 years ago, Michael was diagnosed as having cardiomyopathy and asthma from his time at Ground Zero, as well as PTSD. The memories are still haunting.
Looking up in the sycamore trees, seeing all sorts of debris, wondering if there's body parts in that up there.
These days, Michael is retired from the Air Force and living on disability. He says the noise from C-130s flying overhead from Vienna is actually reassuring.
For me, that's the sound of freedom. So when you don't hear that, that's when it gets worrisome.
There will be observances of the anniversary of 9/11 at places like this memorial in Austintown, but Michael rarely attends any of them, and he doesn't watch any of the coverage on TV either. He hasn't for 20 years.
Things are starting to flood social media, the news and all that, but I basically just, try to keep it blocked out.
He tells me part of that is because of his fear of another attack, especially with what's happened over the last month in Afghanistan.
It's not the if, it's the when. It's going to happen.
Michael says the nation needs to be prepared. Jerry Ricciuti, WKBN 27 First News.